Okay, with the Deep Blood Arc review, this is gonna be a new style. I'm gonna watch episode, review the episode, then I'm gonna edit them into one review for the entire arc. As I hope this is easier on me. I don't want to review, like, watch 6 episodes and just review them all in one go. So, yeah, let's start. Episode 7 of A Certain Magical Index. It starts off with Red Stone Hijimi. She wasn't really named at that point, but it's Hijimi. Let's see, what else is there? I'm gonna make these. I don't have to wait long to see these reviews. Yeah, it shows Toma and Index walking. They meet up with two of Toma's friends, Suchi Mikado and the guy with blue hair's name is besides Suchi Mikado, there is. Doesn't appear much as Suchi Mikado. Oh well. Index is kind of big, but the Suchi Mikado and his other friend, I'll remember his name next time he shows up. They talk to Toma. They go walking. He pays for their food. Well, they go to ice cream shop. It's closed, so they go to a restaurant, and he pays for their food. They meet Hijimi. Who tries to get Toma to give her money, then tries to get Suchi Mikado, then tries to get their buddy who took a photo of her, saying she's an Esper with the ability, she's a gemstone. Which in an earlier episode of Index, there's two types of Espers mainly. The Espers who learn it become Espers through the training, and then there's gemstones who are born with their Esper abilities. I'll talk more about later in this episode review of what her gemstone Esper ability is, but she is a gemstone. She was born with her ability. There are other gemstones, but we don't see them much. We will see a gemstone, another gemstone Esper in Railgun T, though. I'm going to review the first 2 seasons of that before that, though. We see, so her teachers show up to pick her up, and they leave. And, Toma is walking with Index, meets up with... Index walks because she senses magic. Toma meets up with Style, who talks about Hijimi. And her Esper ability is Deep Blood, which I referenced and talked about in the last review. Yeah, but that's her Esper ability. Style leaves and Index comes back. Toma Index picks up a cat she named Sphinx, which I'm pretty sure is a reference to Egypt. There's the Sphinx and all that. They go back home. Toma's like, I forgot my textbook, so he's gonna need to get that. He meets up with Style outside. Style places runes, and they leave. I'm probably gonna go watch the next episode and be back with episode 8 and do the same with episode 9. I'm now covering episode 8 of Index. Stone and Toma head to Misawa Cram school. They find a knight from the Roman Catholic Church dead. Toma's like, someone walks straight through the night, and Styles like, we're basically in a, I don't remember what he said specifically, another dimension. And he's like, they can't see us. They search the school looking for Kijimi, I believe, and Orisa Lizard. I don't know if I butchered his name or not. They go up the stairs. They see this one room. They do a crier thing, something. It's not the real one. White things come chasing them. Toma and Style run. Style's like, why don't you use a Imagine Breaker? And Style pushes Toma downstairs. Toma, then he runs. Toma runs into this one person surrounded by the things, and they start getting cuts all over them. Toma goes to them. Styles busy taking care of something. He runs into a lizard. The right things leave them alone, and Toma sees Hijimi. Hijimi explains her while she patches up. She still believes she's a magician. Toma's like, you're not a magician. She's like, you want to see my wand? And she just pulls out a police baton. She's actually a Esper, level 0 though. Gemstone actually. She's level 0 probably because they can't get a pickup on her ability, and it's only really useful against vampires. Let's see. What else is there? Toma runs to a lizard, but he stops in his track when his lizard tells him to stop. Hijimi stops and says that she won't work with him if he's about to kill someone. He erases their memory, Toma and Styles' memories. Index called earlier and asked about and ate. Toma found out that she ate some of his food in his pudding. Index was suspicious of why he wasn't that mad that she ate his pudding. What else is there? Oh yeah, she goes outside and sees them and follows it. She enters with Sphinx. She enters there and gets knocked on, is made unconscious by a lizard. And I'm going over. The lizard wants to help someone. It's Index, obviously. And let's see. A lizard. Toma and show up outside. Toma touches his head and gets the memories back. Then he sticks his tongue out at Style, telling Style to stick his tongue out, and he punches Style. And then they run to see the knights and the real crier, which causes the building to shake and almost collapse. But a lizard stops it from collapsing and does that. They see Sphinx with Index's hat, and they know that the lizard now has Index captured. So they go back in. That's episode 8. Time for the review of episode 9 of A Certain Magical Index. This episode has Toma and Style walking back into them. They go upstairs. Style has an idea where a lizard is. So they go to where he's at. The lizard uses his alchemy and magic to throw them off and stuff like that. Get them down. Toma manages. Hijimi gets in the way. And Toma's like, he doesn't care if you die or not. And Toma tries to get his finger to touch his mouth, or so Imagine Breaker would make it so he can move. The lizard uses Ars Magna to attempt to kill Hijimi. He's surprised that Hijimi's still alive once Toma touches her with Imagine Breaker. So there's that. Toma really doesn't right hook him this episode, period. The lizard explains that he wants to turn explains that he wants to turn Index into a vampire. Style and Toma tried to tell him that Index has already been saved. What else? A lizard pulls out a gun, shoots at Toma. He sends Style into the sky and says all your skin falls off or something like that. Yeah, that's really bloody scene. Not really. Really, it shows his body with the skin, out the skin. He pulls out a gun, shoots it right by Toma. It goes straight past his head. He says 10 guns and he shoots them at Toma, but Toma doesn't feel any damage, and then he turns them knife guns and he shoots off Toma's arm with Imagine Breaker. Then Toma starts acting like he's gone berserk. Starts walking towards the lizard. He tries to do that, but all gets negated. Toma, the lizard, runs, hides, and when he gets back up and turns around, he sees Style perfectly fine holding Index. Style picks up Index and carries her. Toma's behind him. You see what the fan base calls the Dragon King. And the lizard is scared. It wakes up to, then it shows Index walking. And it talking about something I can't remember for some reason, even though it just happened. Toma talking to Style and the doctor in the hospital, and he comments on him about how Toma lost his arm. Style walks up after the Dr. Heaven Chancellor leaves, and they talk. Well, he peels apples and cuts them up. Style, obviously. Toma's arm is, he reattached Toma's arm somehow. I'm not gonna question how. Let's see what else is there. Index walks in and eats the apple with Hijimi shortly in there as well. They talk, and Index comments on how Toma saved her. Style told Toma that he changed a lizard's appearance, and that lizard has lost all of his memories, and he snuck him out of Academy City without the Roman Catholic Church noticing. Yeah, but that's Index episode 9. That means the Sisters arc is next. Bye.